Hello, and welcome to another special edition of Another Doodle with the Rotring Isograph. And that's about all right now. Anyways, I just got done eating, and do you ever run into the problem whenever you get something stuck in your tooth, between your teeth? That's always the moment that there is no toothpicks around, and I couldn't find any. Well, I don't actually even have any toothpicks. I just use floss, but I was looking around and I couldn't find any floss anywhere. And I moved some things around in my bathroom, and I finally found a bag of these. They're the. It's not the floss that you get. It's like the string that you pull out. I don't like using that. They're the little floss picks, and I've got a bag of them of about 200. And so I use one of those, and it's such a relief. It's so frustrating when you're out somewhere, and let's say it's late at night, or things are closed, or it's quite a drive until you get to somewhere that even has any floss or toothpicks, and you're just sitting there like trying to dig the food out between your teeth, and it feels so annoying. And sometimes when you get a piece of food stuck between your teeth, it feels like two tectonic plates, as if there's a lot of pressure from one little tiny piece of food. And it usually happens to me every time I eat meat. But I used the floss pick, and now I don't have that problem. I've got 200 of them, so I don't need any for a little while. But what have you been up to? You've been drawing anything different? What do you draw with? What is your favorite pen to draw with? Mine would be the Rotring Isograph. And second would be, I think, the TWSBI Eco and the Lamy Safari. I do have another brand of an isograph, and that's a Staedtler pen. And I've done some doodles with that one in the sketchbook. And as you can see here, the sketchbook that I'm drawing in today is the Fabriano sketchbook again. This one has dots in it, and I'm getting there. I've still got a few pages left. Well, actually quite a few. I'm not even halfway done. And it's been pretty good. I've been drawing a lot, and I have so many videos to upload, and sometimes I get in this position where I want to upload a lot of videos for all of you to watch, but I also want to get a lot of drawings done. And so what I try to do is I'll designate a day, an entire day to drawing, and then I'll designate another day to only editing and uploading. It helps me focus better than if I do a drawing and then edit and then upload. I do better if I spend an entire day just drawing, and then the next day I just edit all day, and then upload, and the next day repeat. Draw all day, upload all day, and edit. Draw all day, and then edit all day. It helps me stay focused on what I'm doing, because if I switch back and forth, then I don't really feel as motivated. And usually the days that I'm doing a lot of video editing, that's when I'm actually taking more breaks, because I'll edit maybe 2 or 3 videos, and then I'll stop. I'll get a drink of water, I'll stretch, and I'll come back. It's more thought-intensive editing video than it is when I'm doing drawings. Drawings are just relaxing, kind of, but I'm not really thinking of a whole lot. I'm just maybe watching some videos, listening to a podcast, or maybe listening to music, but time goes by quicker, it seems, when I'm editing video. And you would think that time will go by faster if I'm drawing because I'm having more fun with it. But I think it's just because I'm thinking really hard. Maybe so. It's like that when you go to work and you have a long work day, and the day seems like it's just so long, and then when you come home and you have a day off, you go do something, it feels like it's been an hour and 6 hours have gone by. And then when you're working, you work for an hour and it feels like you've been there for 6 hours. I know there's a scientific reason for that, but I don't remember the name of it. I don't really remember. And I was going to mention also that in this drawing, I was using the 0.35 isograph and the 0.18 isograph. And I was also using a brush pen. And I think it was... Hold on, let me go get the pen. I had it in one of my little storage drawers. This is the... well, this is all in Japanese. I'm pretty sure this is Pentel. I don't know. I can't read kanji. I think I know like one of them, but that's it. But I cannot decipher or read the rest of it. But I use this brush pen to fill in large areas. I'm going to put it back now. So instead of using the Rotring Isograph to try to fill in large areas, I just used the brush pen to fill it in. It was a lot quicker than trying that. I thought about incorporating maybe some Sharpie into it, but I think the Sharpie will bleed through this paper because this is fairly thin paper. It's not as thin as my moleskin, which would definitely bleed through. And I think one thing I might be able to use is the Pentalic sketchbook. Those little tiny sketchbooks that I've done a lot of drawings in. I might be able to use those with markers. Actually, now that I think about it, I have used those with markers. And I've used Rotring Isographs in them. I can draw on cardstock paper with Rotring, but it doesn't seem like it's smooth enough. But that would work with a Sharpie. But using the brush pen worked pretty good. I was just using some black ink that I get in these large bottles, and I just fill the pen up and then I use that for it. What do you think is actually cheaper? Using that and the ink to fill in large areas, or using Sharpies? Because I wonder how much ink I use compared to how much of the marker that I use to fill in large areas. I don't know. And now you can see here I'm just doing a bunch of little lines that are going at different angles, kind of hatching them in there. And I was going to fill this whole entire area in black with the brush pen, but I decided not to do that because I think it would have been too dark in the background. And then the left side of a lot of the things that I drew that is dark would kind of just blend in with the background, and then you wouldn't really see them at all. And so I just started making lines going kind of at an angle, and then kind of angled the other direction. I got good practice in doing that. I think I have maybe a couple times done the entire drawing of just drawing these lines. It seems like it would be aggravating or maybe annoying to draw that, but I actually enjoy it because of I don't really know how lines are going to end up. It's kind of random, so it's always a surprise of what you can make. And if you do this right, in the right way, you could maybe draw a face, like draw this whole pattern on the paper, and then go over it and crosshatch, and you can like fill stuff in and actually make something out of it. But yeah, so what has been happening for me? Anything new? Let's see here. Working, eating, drawing, sleeping, and not a whole lot else, honestly. The days just kind of all blend in together, and before I know it, it's the next day, and I've got to work again, and then I come home and draw, and it seems like such a short amount of time, and then it's time to go to bed, and then repeat it again. But at least the good thing is I've got my trusty Rotring Isograph to do some doodles on moleskin sketchbooks, preferably, and on Borden Riley paper and extra smooth Bristol paper. I always look forward to making a doodle. I never know how it's going to turn out, but it's always a surprise to take a step back and look at it, and being proud of what I've doodled onto the paper. But I'm going to go do more drawing, and you all have a great day, and I hope to see you again later in the next doodle. Have fun drawing, and I'll talk to you later.